You know that friend you have that becomes a nightmare when they drink? Or that girlfriend with resting bitch face who seems to sulk through every group outing? Or maybe you have that buddy from college who hits on every girl you guys hang out with, and you're constantly thinking, dude, can you just go pound one out in the car and then come back and act like a person? And with all of them, you want to tell everyone else they're not really like that, you just have to get to know them. But at the same time, you look at them and you think, Jesus, if I didn't know any better, I would hate you. Well, here's something to think about. With people you don't know, you never know any better. So maybe, if we want to not die alone and miserable, we should try to assume that every awful stranger we encounter is really a good person. That they're just like our best friend who routinely sends their steak back because, that's not medium rare, that's like medium at best. We all know that you can't judge people you don't know, but none of us live this way. Instead, we sprint to judge on two things: prickishness and douchebaggery. We've all had moments where we're pricks. If you're like me, you've had plenty of them. But that's exactly what being a prick usually is. It's a momentary emotional burst. If you sit people down in a low-stress situation, almost no one is ever a prick. It's just not that common. They may be awkward or on a different wavelength, or they might smell like a pair of balls, but prickishness rarely carries over. Douchebaggery, on the other hand, is real, and it's not necessarily momentary. It can be permanent. But here's the other thing. It also doesn't really matter. What do you think of when you think of a douchebag? Maybe a Jersey Shore douche with big muscles, gelled hair, and a stench like Abercrombie gave Hollister syphilis? Maybe you think of a girl pretending to be two kinds of Indian, a hippie, and anything but herself at Coachella? Maybe that dude in a fedora who's quick to correct you when you, thank God your mom made it through surgery, with something like, more like thank doctor. So yeah, those people are all douchebags. But so what? They're not perfect. They lack a little self-awareness. They're obnoxious. You know who else this describes? Everyone. We're all heavily flawed. We all totally suck in our own ways. So how about, instead of assuming we know the depths of someone's soul by a picture, or clearly covering deep insecurities bravado, we judge people not by the orangeness of their skin, but by the content of their character. The actual reason you're alone. Consider that maybe you're single not because there are no good guys out there, or because women are bitches, but because you're kind of being a judgmental prick that gives nobody a chance. You ever thought about that? Maybe you should think about that. I get it. Judging people is a satisfying knee-jerk reaction that helps you feel like you understand the world, which is comforting, and it helps you to avoid any kind of emotional commitment to something you don't fully understand, which is nice and safe and cowardly. I mean, we do want to protect ourselves, not just from perverts and man-eaters, but from people who actually fully suck and feel like a waste of our time. The problem is that most of us, especially those of us who find ourselves perpetually single, go massively overboard. We develop an idea in our head of a perfect person, which is often based very little on experience, and very much on some stupid movie that we're producing in our heads, where we're trying to cast the right love interest. That's so often what this is. We build up ideas of who we are and what is right for us, instead of getting out there and doing what actually works. Endless, relentless trial and error. So just to be clear, in case this hasn't gotten through your thick skull yet, your life is not a movie. There is no narrative you need to follow and no right type of person for you. There is no set of traits as the correct numerical combination for you. There is no Frankenstein's lover for you. Get over that idea, get over yourself, and go out there and figure out what works. I mean, really, just think about how limiting and ridiculous a lot of our judgments are. All of his pictures are at bars. Is he just like always going out and partying? Maybe. Or maybe that's the only time anyone takes a picture of him. Or maybe those are just his best pictures. Or maybe it's one of a billion other possible things and you should chill the hell out. Another pruning selfie? Ugh, what a narcissist. Think of that as a reason to reject someone. Oh, screw that. I need a girl who supports me, who makes me laugh, and who shows her teeth in pictures other people take of her, damn it. That's what fulfills me as a person. Ew, his profile picture is him with his car. Gross. Bye. Oh no, he doesn't follow your dumb protocol for what's important in a picture? Who knows what other problems he might have? Wife beater? Eats with his mouth open? Kicks puppies? The possibilities are now endless. These aren't cherry-picked examples. This is how we function. We seek out immediate reasons to judge and reject people over and over, and so we choose people not based off of actual at-length interactions, but whether they're smiling the right way, or the shirt they decided to wear in that moment, or who else happens to be in their picture. Oh, there's another girl in the picture. Is he with her? Is that his current girlfriend? Probably. You know, probably not. Jesus, and we wonder why we can't find someone. So, open yourself up, idiot. We seek relationships almost exclusively by looking for things that don't actually matter. We love to look for common interests and then robotically deduce that that means that we'll get along. But think about it. Statistically speaking, you probably have a friend, maybe even a loved one, who likes Kevin Hart. And on the flip side, Kim Jong-il was also a huge movie buff. So let's maybe pump the brakes on the whole seeking common ground idea. Maybe the recipe for what makes for a great friendship or relationship isn't that simple. Maybe it's completely unknown, like the recipe for success or attraction or Taco Bell's beef. It's hard to see things this way because we really think that we know what we want. And we do know what we want. We have dream girls and dream guys, and we picture our lives together and we pursue them, and sometimes we even end up with some mutated version of them. But maybe having a dream spouse is stupid, because while we know what we want, we have no earthly idea what we need. We have no concept of what is going to nurture our soul, bring out the best in us, or bring us the most sustainable, long-term joy possible. A drummer with a man bun who does graphic design, and a girl with boobs who will cook for me and likes Batman don't inform us about any of that stuff, but descriptions like that are often kind of the basis for who we choose to pursue. So maybe you should let go of these ideas in your head. Maybe if you have like 46 deal breakers, that's not you having high standards, but rather you being a psychotic coward. Maybe dating and finding a lot of terrible matches is the only possible way to have any success at this thing. Maybe there's no such thing as a date that's a waste of time if you're actually conscious of what you're doing and what you could be learning from each person. Maybe instead what you need is a new perspective. Maybe your life is missing a certain spice, and maybe that spice is orange with terrible gross hair and weird looking abs that it's way too proud of. Maybe what's inside that person is something that you haven't seen yet. Maybe that complete and utter douche is someone who can give you things you always needed, who can satiate your own douchey needs for time-scented candles and gluten-free toast. The point is, you can find enrichment from people you would have never dreamed of. You can find mouths that look better for kissing the more you hear words come out of them, but only if you actually hang out with the mouths for a bit first. There's not just someone out there for everyone. There's like thousands of someones out there if you stop trying to fit the world into your box. So maybe open yourself up. You never know who might be the douche for you. Hello, thank you for watching. Make sure to sign up for my email lists, subscribe to this channel, like me on Facebook and Instagram, for all the content that you could ever want to make your life less stupid.